Need for Speed Heat launched November 8th on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. After a few exciting hours with the game, it turned out to be almost exactly what I expected in the best ways possible. The previous iterations of Need for Speed since Need for Speed Most Wanted in 2005 have left a lot to be desired. However, Heat seemingly learns from those mistakes, at least in the early going, and plans to deliver in the long run. Need for Speed Heat brings the series back to true form while still aiming to innovate and include ideas presented by its predecessors. Solo mode immediately drops players into the narrative that has some rather decent voice acting. The characters are convincing enough and introduced in cinematic fashion, while the opening scene acclimates players to the controls with a brief bout of gameplay behind the wheel. This eventually leads to choosing your own avatar and first vehicle. Don't expect much from character customization though. Players essentially choose from a diverse selection of presets with further options to only customize hair, accessories, and clothes. Although the option to change your avatar at any time is a good touch. Heat's opening transitions definitely give a Fast and Furious vibe, which some may scoff at given Payback's run. However, the entire sequence, backed by a complimentary soundtrack and visuals, brings Palm City to life. Whether on the road or in the garage, the game holds its own visually and makes loading screens bearable with neat showcase-style views of your current vehicle. Speaking of vehicles, there are plenty. The Heat Studio app is a good way to get a glance at what's available to you, and customization options are plenty, with some of course being vehicle-specific. The cosmetic loadouts can be saved as wraps and switched out at any time, and wraps can also be uploaded and shared for others online to use. Now, vehicle performance in Need for Speed Heat isn't as straightforward as seen in some of the previous versions. Rides have 4 tiers to balance: off-road, road, racing, and drift. Maxing one leaves you vulnerable in the others, making tailoring and understanding vehicles within the garage a must. Luckily, characters met throughout the campaign and within the garage give some helpful tips. Each part also comes with a description and shows how it'll affect your vehicle moving forward. There's a lot of parts to chew on if you're 100% new, but Heat simplifies the process with decent naming conventions while offering simplistic and advanced tuning options. Need for Speed Heat doesn't relax with its immersive open world. The core of the game still focuses on what make it Need for Speed, the racing. Each car feels different and can change based on swapping parts and engine kits. From shifting gears to feeling the torque behind your car, all of it builds to a gratifying race experience. The biggest draw in gameplay is the difference between racing in the day and tearing it up at night. During the day, players are free to roam with options to fast travel to get around the city. There's also chances to participate in sanctioned races around Palm City to earn bank, Heat's in-game currency, as well as free parts. The races are smaller in scale and typically push technique above style. At night, however, the safety is completely off. Restrictions are placed on fast travel and the races are unsanctioned. You'll earn rep at night, which is essentially one's street cred. Making a name for yourself gets you moved up in the racing world, offering better cars and better parts. But all of this comes at a price. The narrative paints the cops in Need for Speed Heat as above the law and dangerous. The cops are punishing and drive just as reckless should they deem it necessary, and police cruisers are well built, making trading paint ill-advised. The PCPD has no problem intercepting mid-race, so make sure you keep an eye on your radar. Don't fret though, the game does offer countermeasures, but you'll have to work for them. Focusing on learning maneuvering and mastering your cars will leave them biting dust in no time. Now, outside of playing the campaign, the game offers an online mode pitting players against each other. Crews can race together against other crews, earning rep, which eventually unlock their own set of rewards. In a stroke of genius, Need for Speed Heat automatically assigns players to a stock crew during the campaign. That way, players who don't want to be involved in online action can passively earn online rewards. And you're free to leave and create your own crew at any time. As expected, Frostbite still powers the game. This means it features some of the same rendering issues in terms of textures and models at a glance. However, this doesn't translate to every aspect of the game, which is why I didn't notice it until I was staring at a particular garage screen for too long. Outside of that, Palm City certainly has an atmosphere. If you fancy yourself a more mature person, you'll have to tone yourself down and just bear with the clothing options and edgy choices in cosmetics. Fortunately though, you can still pour your soul into your car and present yourself with style. Need for Speed Heat brings solid racing action, making races during the day and at night feel respectfully different. While cutscenes and repeated dialogue for objectives remind you that it's a game, none of it is enough to detract from the solid experience that is Palm City. As one of the few games from EA seemingly worth every penny, Need for Speed Heat is a safe purchase. This doubles down if you're a fan of the aforementioned Fast and Furious films, but if you're not, skip the dialogue and just enjoy the race like it's 2005 again. For more Need for Speed Heat and sports gaming content daily, be sure to subscribe to Sports Gamers Online and visit our website at sportsgamersonline.com.